RWBY Volume 9 had a lot of interesting developments for some of our favorite characters. But perhaps the most exciting part of the season for a lot of fans is the fact that Bumblebee, the ship between Blake and Yang, is officially canon. Now, believe it or not, Bumblebee is actually the most requested video on this channel. I think a lot of people saw my Yang video and my Korosami video, and just assumed that a Bumblebee video was inevitable. But, to be honest, while Yang is my favorite character, Bumblebee isn't my favorite ship in the series. That title actually belongs to Jean and Green Lantern. That's not entirely a joke. But in all seriousness, I do have some reservations when it comes to Bumblebee. In general, I strive to be a positive voice in the community. Lord knows that RWBY needs that more than most. So I was a little hesitant to make a video about something I had mixed feelings about. But at the same time, I think it's important to acknowledge the good and the bad when it comes to things like this, rather than looking at everything through RWBY rose-colored glasses. So today, I'd like to discuss what I like about Bumblebee, what I wish was different, and what I would like to see moving forward. Now, the first thing I want to emphasize is that I really do like Blake and Yang as a pair. I think that they complement each other quite nicely, in an opposites attract sort of way, with Yang being outgoing and energetic while Blake is calmer and more reserved. The two of them are also integral to each other's growth as characters. Yang's defeat at the end of Volume 3 was the realization of one of Blake's greatest fears, that if she let herself open up to others, she would only bring them pain. Similarly, Blake leaving at the end of that same volume played into one of Yang's greatest fears, being abandoned by the people she cares about, just like with Raven and Summer. Watching the two of them finally reconcile at the end of Volume 6 and overcome their respective fears and self-doubt was wonderfully inspirational, and I would say that it's probably one of my favorite pieces of character development in the entire series. Beyond that, they are positively adorable together, especially in Volume 9. I can't tell you how much I was smiling when I heard Blake actually start making puns. And, of course, seeing Yang so happy after everything she's been through never fails to bring me joy. But while I like the ship itself, I do have some issues with how it was brought about. I wasn't a fan of how fast things moved at the start of Volume 7, especially considering how long it took the two of them to make peace with one another. I didn't like how a lot of their early development as a pair was breezed over in a montage, only to then have characters acting like it was obvious they would have romantic feelings for each other. But if I'm being honest, I don't think these issues are that big of a deal. In general, I can get over awkward relationship development if I think that two characters are a good fit for each other. Not to mention that we get plenty of scenes in later episodes that do help to better flesh out their relationship. But there is one particular issue that I've never really been able to get over. I think it's time we talk about the elephant in the room. Or perhaps I should say, the monkey in the room. Specifically, the fact that he's not in the room. Just like Yang, Sun was an incredibly important character when it comes to Blake's development. He was the first person she truly confided in, and he helped her reflect on her failures and grow beyond them. Not only that, but from the very first scene he was introduced, it was clear that he was going to be a romantic interest for her. Across volumes 1 through 5, there are so many indications that the two of them were going to be a pair. Personally, I was a fan of the awkward boyfriend meeting the parents act that Sun had with Gira and Kali in volumes 4 and 5. But in order for Bumblebee to happen, Sun had to be removed from the equation. So, what did the writers do?
And you don't need me anymore.
That's it.
That can't be it. Where's the rest of it?
All this time, all of that devotion, and you just leave her with that? Watching the sun set on Black Sun like this just felt awful to me. It was abrupt, awkward, and unsatisfying to see 4 seasons worth of development between the two abandoned with no real resolution. And I hated seeing a significant character like Sun get kicked to the curb like that. Even though it would still take a few more volumes, this was the moment I knew Bumblebee was going to happen. And while the Band-Aid needed to be ripped off at some point, it could have been done in a better, more fulfilling way than this. Overall, I think the best way to sum up my thoughts is that I really like Bumblebee, but I really liked Black Sun too, and my dissatisfaction with the lack of closure for this ship is something that stuck with me throughout the years. It's difficult for me to embrace a new relationship when it feels like the old one never really ended. That being said, I do think that there's a way to correct this. By the end of Volume 9, the gang has arrived in Vacuo, and there is a very strong chance that we will see Sun return in Volume 10. I'll definitely be interested to see how he interacts with Blake and Yang, and how the two of them interact with him. What I really want is for the writers to address his feelings head on, rather than dance around them or ignore them like they're irrelevant. If I were to make a comparison, I would like to see something similar to another show that I absolutely love, the Harley Quinn animated series on Max. Without spoiling too much, the show tackles a very similar problem, but in a much more satisfying way. We have a fan-favorite pairing in Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy, but one of them is romantically involved with another character across multiple seasons. Now, the show doesn't ignore that character's feelings, nor does it simply write them out of the picture. Instead, all of the characters involved are given the respect and resolution they deserve, and they each grow from the experience. Obviously, it's not a perfect comparison since Blake and Sun were never officially together, but I really appreciated how the writers didn't shy away from the problem and tackled the issue directly. With Volume 10 confirmed to be in development, it's looking like we will see the continuation of this story. And when we do, I can only hope that it gives Sun's character the level of respect he deserves. Until then, I look forward to the day when I can ship Blake and Yang without reservations, because the two of them together are certainly sweet. Like honey. Get it? Bumblebee, honey? What do you mean bumblebees don't make honey? Thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, go ahead and leave a like down below. And if you'd be interested in seeing more from me, I'd be incredibly grateful if you subscribe to the channel as well. Let me know down in the comments if my opinions are bad and I should feel bad. Until next time, this is Paradigm, and I hope you have a lovely day.